So I was wrong. I'm okay to admit that. Now, what am I wrong about? If you read the title of this video, it's the secret rares. Now, if you've been following the narrative of secret rares over the past month or so, collectors have come into the card game despite the prices. It's not just collectors, obviously. Players realizing some cards are really good, also making cards like Celcina really expensive. But obviously, the majority is collectors looking to get PSA 10, slab them, and just sell them or collect them. Which, personally, don't have a problem with. Don't have a problem with collectors. Um, what this has led to, however, is a debate, almost a divide in the community between should these secret rares get reprinted? And I was on the side of no secrets shouldn't get a reprint, right? Like they should be these things that you seek after because they're rare. They were hard to get, and that like they're secret. They're special. There's something unique about them. The only time I would accept secret reprints was in the case of Gotenks and Gogeta SS3, where they had needed an errata on them, so therefore put them in the errata packs. That makes sense because having a card with incorrect text problematic, and I understand that. And thus they did it in a way which, you know, is what it is. I don't like how the cards look personally. I think they look weird non-foil. That could just be the bias of seeing them in foil, having them in foil, and then seeing them and having them in non-foil. It's a bit weird. That could be my mind, but that's how they chose to do those errata prints, all non-foil, and some cards just that are destined for foil looking non-foil is super weird. Like Heartfelt Plea, another one. And so I was on the Senzu Popcast. I'll link it down in the description below, or I'll link Melvin's channel. One or two, it'll be down in the description. Go and check it out. And we talked about the prices and the secrets and whatnot. And I was quite firm. I was like, look, I don't want my secrets being reprinted. I don't own all the secrets, so I'll put my cards on the table. I don't own all the secrets. I don't own Kai, which is arguably one of the more playable and expensive ones. Um, but I like to collect the game, so obviously I want them all. So there's Vegeta Xena that's like over £100. You know what I mean? Like I can't spend £100 on a card that can't be played. It's just not. It's not. I'm not wealthy enough to justify that purchase. Which is that's my it's my problem, right? I totally understand that. And there's the argument of, well, if you can't afford it, you shouldn't probably play the game. I don't. We're not talking about affordability. It's more so availability and accessibility. I think that's the key word here. Now, take something like Celzina. It's in the best deck, and it's tier 0 maybe, but all darkest time like this. And the only way to be competitive is to have this card. Now, Celzina, £400 card. Probably more by the time this video goes out. So what do you do then? Because people don't have £400 to spend, and it's only going to go up because that card's not got reprinted again. And this slowly dawned on me, and I discussed it with some friends. We've got the Dragon Ball Super Card Game EU chat. We discuss in there quite a lot about everything going on with the game. So we talk about the prices and stuff like that all the time. So and people are like, yeah, they should reprint them. And so I heard those arguments, and I think it really clicked into place when Aspira, really good guy, really cool guy. Hopefully he'll be on Snakeway very soon, and we can chat more about stuff like this. But he made a great video that it's not if secrets get reprinted, it's when. And he points out a similar thing I just did there, where it's like, what if Victory Strike is a really playable card, the boss monster of a new swap deck, which could happen because Goku Lineage is coming back, and people can't get hold of it. It's a £2,000 card or something like that. Like, then people are just gonna actively be deterred from playing the game. because they want to play, they can't physically play it because it costs so much to play, and that's one card. Um, Now you can argue secrets don't make the deck, but objectively secrets make the deck better. And if you're going to enter a tournament, you want the best chance of winning. So, after hearing his thoughts on it, I've come to the realization I was wrong. There is no need to be gatekeeping these secrets. There is no need for them not to be reprinted. I understand the people who come into this game to invest, right? But anytime you invest money, it's a risk. And at the end of the day, this is a card game. It's within the interest of the company and the players to be able to play the card game. And so, how I propose reprints go forward is I'm okay with reprinting secrets now. Providing they're still... So I've got a few conditions. So, like, I am wrong about reprints. Secrets shouldn't be reprinted, okay? I'll admit I'm wrong. And I'll admit I've changed my mind on that. I think secrets should be reprinted. Asterisk, caveat, whatever you want to say. I still think there should be some rules in place for these reprints, so that the originals can still maintain value for those who collected and invested, but also so newer people can get the cards they want. That makes sense, right? I think I explained that well, but it might have come out poorly. Basically, I'm talking alternate arts, right? I'm talking alternate arts. So I think secrets, if they were to be reprinted, and I don't think they should reprint all of them at the same time. I don't think they should reprint them like consistently. But let's say Cell Xena, probably the second strongest secret in the game. It's Universe 9 was when it was printed. Universe 9? Universal Onslaught, which was set 9, was when it was printed, and that's been out of print for the longest time. It's arguably one of the best secrets. I still think it's like third best, but you know, that's a topic for another time. And it has a ridiculously high price and is very playable. Green, yellow, it's playable. Mix of both, it's playable. Like, it's an excellent boss monster. It does a lot of things, and it hits really hard, and it's disgusting, and it's super powerful, and it definitely should get errata to have a cost. And then you could errata pack it, and it would look terrible, but you know, that's how it be. So, where I end on this, secrets. If you're going to reprint them, Bandai, A, keep them scarce. Keep them hard to get. B, make it alternate art, so it's different from those original versions of the secret. So those original secrets still have value, or at least perceived value, right? And also, like, don't overdo it. I don't want to see, like, Victory Strike, I think, is probably the prime example, right? Victory Strike, I think, if you reprint that, you do a different artwork, you release it in a new set or something like that. Like, I think that's the smartest way of doing it. Gets people to buy that new set. There's a lot of hype behind it. It makes that set really excited. You announce it ahead of time, cool, and it takes up a secret slot or something like that. Or you get free secrets in that case. I don't know how bad I want to do it. But it's still that scarcity factor, right? It's still difficult to get. People are still going to chase after it. The original is untouched by that because it's a different artwork. It's printed in a different set. I think that's the best way to do it. But I also have another alternative. Given the reaction to the collector's volume, which somehow... people still think it's a terrible value for money, but basic maths dictates that it's actually a brilliant value proposition. I wonder if going forward, Collector's Edition Volume 2, you get, say, Victory Strike, alternate art, new texture, and then cards that made that deck, if that makes sense. So the SR from Tournament of Power, some of the swap cards, like, they all get new art, and it's a collector's selection for those who like Victory Strike, who want to collect Victory Strike. Here's the pieces that made that deck so good. And then it's not necessarily about reprints, which is, I think, a sticking point of people who have things against the collector's selection, is, oh, if you're going to reprint these, they should be accessible. But when it's not really about reprinting them, it's just, here are cool cards, with new artwork in a collector's set. So so that way you've mitigated it, right? Because height of mastery, all that kind of good stuff, is fairly cheap. It's like if it's less than £20 for an SR, I think you're fine. Like you don't need to reprint that. But if you give it an alternate art treatment, it might be worth something. So yeah, I think that I would like to see secrets get reprinted in the collected selections with cards that associate with that secret. I think that would be my best way of doing it. And maybe you do charge a premium, right? $99, you might think that's too low. So maybe they up it to 150, right? Would people be upset with paying 150 for Victory Strike, for Zelzina? I think not. I think not. And so I think that's where I'm going to end this video, guys. It's a tough one. It really is. And I can understand both sides of the arguments. And as I said, I was on one side. I've now changed my mind. And people are well within their rights to do that. People might be pro reprint and then switch to a like, actually, no, that's a terrible idea. But let me know what you think of my ideas for reprints, how they should handle them. Let me know what you think of reprints in general. Let me know what you think of the prices in general. I kind of want to make another video talking about like SPRs because I think that's a completely different story. That's just max raring your deck and it's not necessarily the same thing. Whereas secret rares are boss monsters, they are game enders, especially in Zelzina's case, which is the easy one to talk about, but Victory Strike as well and stuff like that. So I kind of want to make a separate video about that. We'll see. I've gone on quite long for this, to be honest. But if you did like this discussion, leave a like. If you dislike this discussion, leave a dislike. I really don't mind. Leave a comment below, though, if you did dislike, telling me why you disliked it, because then we can improve. That's how creation works. But please subscribe, because there's going to be more discussion. We do the history of each week. Snake Way, I'm going to interview your favourite creators, community members, and pro players. That's a series that I'm still trying to figure out and see if I can release it quicker than monthly, but it's difficult because time zones and people's schedules, and sometimes I'm just ill. And then we have lots of other content. We have Card Fight, we have Yu-Gi-Oh! Sometimes, we've got Magic getting streamed over on Twitch, so go and join our Twitch because that's fun times. Untapped Potential will make an appearance because Battle Evolution's coming out, which means we'll get to show off the decks how they're intended, or at least try to, right? I think that's the beauty of Untapped Potential. It's just me and Peter having fun playing cards, how they're sort of meant to be played with some additions to make them a little bit better. I don't know. Untapped Potential's weird. It's a series that I love to play. And I think a lot of people like watching it, at least based on the numbers. So that's good. And like I said, I'll leave the links in the description for Aspira's channel or video and Senzu's video, which we discuss secrets. And you can understand where I'm coming from in both of those. Well, in the podcast, not in Aspira's video. I did a cameo in Aspira's video. Please put me in your video, Aspira. I like you a lot. Let's talk about it, maybe. Just gonna put this out there. If anyone wants to send in this video and just have this bit, me rambling, me be like, "Yo, Aspira, we got this, bro. Let's talk money. Stop money." I don't know what I'm doing anymore, guys. Signing off.